everyone, greetings from Château Bouffémont. I'm Sarp, your manager here at the Château and your host on this freshest, newest, latest version of the Château Bouffémont live sessions on Instagram. Last year, during the first lockdowns, we did weekly live sessions as Let's Talk Weddings, and many of you loved it. I just want you to know that we work really hard to give you valuable information, keep you entertained, and we love to connect with you on a regular basis. So you're all very important to us, and we appreciate deeply that you follow our accounts here on Instagram, on Facebook, also on YouTube as well. So once again, welcome to the first episode of the new season of Château Bouffémont Live. I know you may have lots of questions and want to learn more about wedding planning, so leave your questions in the comments below and we'll try to get to them during this session. It's exciting to be here. It's been a while I haven't done this, and we have for this special episode a very special guest today, all the way from the other side of the ocean, right from sunny California. Buckle yourselves, stay in. We have today a respected wedding industry leader, recognized amongst the top wedding planners in the world, selected as the ultimate wedding planner by Vogue magazine. We have here today the owner and the founder of Laurie Arons Special Events, Laurie Arons herself. Hello, Laurie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today? How is everything?
Everything's good. I'm actually at a destination wedding location for my first wedding of the year.
Oh, congratulations. Where's that be?
That's in Newport Beach, California, in southern.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have the nice weather. Things are opening up. So maybe give us some insight information. How are things in the US? I guess since you are able to start the season, let us know what's happening.
Yes. So our governor has recently updated our COVID restrictions, and they're us to host weddings with some controls. We need to provide proof of vaccination or a negative PCR COVID test.
This is for the guests?
For the guests, and then the vendors need to have that as well.
Okay, and what about the number of guests? Is there any number?
It depends on the level of the community where you are, but I think where I am now, we can do up to 50 guests, as long as the guests are outdoors and in a very comfortable environment.
Okay, that's nice to hear and a big relief. I guess lots of us in this industry have been waiting for this day to come. I guess we still have few more miles to go here in France, but I'm glad for you and happy to hear that you're back into it. So not all of our followers today may have heard about you, and we are very keen to learn more of you. So who's Laurie Arons? Tell us a bit more of yourself today.
Yes. Well, I started my wedding planning journey officially in 1994. So I've been at this for 26 years. I started my company, Laurie Arons Special Events. Before that, I was a product manager in marketing, biotech company, a company that specializes in medical testing. So I very much made a big switch, but I followed my heart when I got laid off and I started this company. And very few wedding planners around back then. So it was field, and I was able to set my own path and figure out how I wanted to help clients plan their weddings. So
well, I'm glad that you are in this industry. We have lots to learn from you as well. So Laurie Arons Special Events, what do you do? What type of services do you provide within the wedding planning or events?
Actually, from day one, we have always been full service planners. So we really enjoy getting to meet the clients and guiding them through the entire process, including finding a venue. Sometimes they have a venue, but we, if we appreciate the venue and really think it will be a good, we'll move forward. But our ideal client will let us help them find a venue and plan everything with them. So we really get to know them and are able to create a dream scenario for them.
Okay, awesome. I understand that you had the chance to work with some well-known, maybe let's keep the names secret, but for some renowned people. Give us, among all the amazing clients and all the amazing events you have worked with and that you organized, what was the most unique wedding you ever planned?
It's really hard to narrow down after 26 years one
Sure.
really unique one, but I planned a wedding in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, on the client's property, and they challenged me to create a very special experience for the guests. And some of the guests had some handicap issues, so we created almost a mile of beautiful pathways throughout the property to take them from ceremony to the cocktail reception and then over to the surprise dinner thing. And so I was there for over a month building this tents and structures and pathways, and it was really fun to work with them and to envision that. And that was probably one of the most recent, very special experiences.
I can understand that, and it's a very good thing. Of course, we have to think of everyone and every detail for all the guests to be comfortable as much as possible. So let's talk weddings a bit more. Today we would like to talk to you about precisely planning a destination wedding in 2022. I understand that weekend weddings and destination weddings are something that your company specializes in and most necessarily thrive on. We want to learn a bit more about this, so I've got some questions for you. In your opinion, how many days should a destination wedding be?
I would say a minimum of 3 days, and also 4 days is very, very nice. I really enjoy when the guests arrive, perhaps on a Thursday, and we welcome them with a party that evening. And then we can utilize all day Friday for activities, coordinated activities and experiences for the guests. And then Friday evening, we have a big party as well. And for all the guests. And then on Saturday, we might have some activities in the morning for the wedding, and then the beautiful wedding and after party on Saturday, and then a really fun get together midday for the Sunday farewell party.
Okay, so I guess we can call this a multi-day wedding.
Yes.
Perfect. And in this case, what are the must-have steps or things that we have to do in a multi-day wedding for you?
Well, when you're picking your venue, I always guide my clients to find the venue that they really love to be married. That is the purpose of the weekend, first and foremost. So once they've fallen in love with the venue and the location, then we can plan backwards and kind of work on the different activities in the area, the locations that might be fun for more casual parties, and kind of figure out what's important to them and research the area and make some suggestions.
And you also gave some examples about rehearsal, dinner, the day before the party. I'd like you to go a bit more in detail to these steps and different type of mini events that we can have during this multi-day wedding. What are the most interesting things that we could organize for these different moments apart from the wedding day in terms of activities, visits? How can we keep all our guests entertained?
Well, it depends on the bride and groom and what their interests are. Some of my clients are very active and they really enjoy being outdoors and hiking or bicycling or sailing. So it depends kind of on the location and what that experience will be. If we're in Colorado, hiking is really fun. Maybe going down the river in a big raft could be fun. If you're in France, you could go wine tasting. If you're in Napa, the same thing, or bicycling around. Maybe do a cooking class for people that enjoy learning from the locals on cuisine. So it totally depends, and we like to have a few different options for people to pick from, divided between the morning and the afternoon. So people that don't be physical, they could maybe go to cooking class. Or for this upcoming wedding I'm doing on the East Coast, we're having, it's in Cape Cod, and we're having different boat trips out to the beach. We have golf, we have a tennis tournament, a round robin, where everyone gets to participate, and they're drinking fun cocktails while they're playing, and make it a fun party. So yoga, we have different things like that. And what I love about these weekends is the guests really get to relax and escape, and also just get to bond with the friends and family of the couple getting married, and even get to spend more time with the couple, which is really, so they make friends from these weekends, because it's so much more than just a reception and a wedding.
So true. It becomes a complete experience and a full-on vacation with so many mind-like people and like-minded people, and everything is in a good mood. You're there to have fun. I guess this energy should flow through everyone, and it becomes a great weekend, I guess. Lovely. You mentioned France. I loved that you are talking about now some destinations. Let's talk about planning a wedding in France. In your opinion, why choose France, and what things to consider or to keep in mind while planning a wedding in France?
Well, one of the things that I advise couples is that you want to really figure out who is most important for you to be at your wedding. And sometimes it's their closest friends and they have small families. Sometimes they want 300 people, and that's very important. So you need to consider where in France, for instance, you would want to take people. If there's 15 people coming, it's maybe easier to go farther out into the country, whereas if there's 300 people coming, I would recommend trying to make it a little bit easy on your guests. And if you have grandparents coming, which many people have, we want to make sure that we take good care of them and we don't make them feel uncomfortable. So I love France, and the food and the culture and the beauty there, and a lot of clients do love that as well. It's very romantic, like maybe the places in the world, if not the most. So yeah, and the scenery out in Provence and different parts of the country is just really incredible.
Okay, and for your future couples who are planning a wedding in France, maybe it can be cultural barriers, or of course there's the language and different vendors planning a wedding overseas. So for these international future couples, what would you suggest to keep in mind for them, and make sure that they tackle that while planning a wedding in France?
Yes, I think it's important to have a full service planner helping them, and a planner that really has a lot of experience working in different areas, because it's a different puzzle that you have to work through in order to make all the pieces fit together. When you work in your home area, it's much easier because you have all of your people that you use all the time. So I think the planner needs to be experienced, and then the planner needs to go and do a trip there and do all the research to figure out who the best people are for this occasion, and interview everyone and figure out all the local talent that they can. And then I try my hardest to bring in the least amount of people from overseas, like from my area, because I like to support the local community.
Of course, it's very important. Yes,
yes.
Good to hear that. Perfect. So I'm really glad that this is the time that you're already starting to organize some weddings, let's say post-COVID, as much as we can. Things will still evolve, of course, and 2022 might be a different year. I'd like us to consider, and we need your insight on, can you give us 5 tips for planning a destination wedding in 2022 in a post-COVID environment?
Well, I would say that it's important for the couple to think about what the kind of experience they really want to have for their wedding. And a lot of couples now, most of my couples want a destination type wedding. So they need to figure out the areas that they have history maybe, and if they've been on a trip to France, for instance, or if they've been to the Napa Valley, or if they love going to St. Bart's, like whatever it is that they like, and if that's where they really imagine themselves getting married, then I think that's the number one thing, is they really need to figure out, do they want a beach? Do they want a city? Do they want the country? What kind of food do they want? All those things make up the whole wedding experience. So I would say that's important. I would look for a location that has hotel accommodations where everyone can stay together comfortably. That makes for, to me, the best formula for a successful destination. So wedding, because then people are together, the logistics are easy. After they come home from the party, if they're not tired, they can meet up and have a bottle of wine. It makes it very seamless to do that. So that's one thing. I would definitely hire a planner. So that's, like I said before, I think a destination wedding is no easy feat, and there's a lot of guessing, and you don't want to leave your wedding to guessing.
Especially, true. Especially if it's over few days, there are so many moments to, let's say, not mess up. But of course, that's very important. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then I would say, sadly, I think we still need to consider COVID for 2022. I think the world is looking good, but I wouldn't want to ignore it completely. So you would want to look at the contracts and talk to the venue and see if there's a way, if you had to postpone, what that could look like, so you don't lose all your money.
Of course.
Maybe delay it, and that will be good, or maybe the venue will give you a credit for a party within 2 years, so that way you don't lose all of your money if you have. I hate to say that, but I think it's the reality that we've been faced with, and it's sad, but I overall am extremely optimistic.
Yes, that's great. Do you have anything else in terms of tips?
I don't think so. I think finding the wedding, the place where you're actually going to get married and have your reception, is the key item. Because if that speaks to you, the rest of it falls into place. It's not hard to find the party locations and make those fun. I would find the venue that you love and make sure that it's accessible for your guests, that you don't have to put your guests through so much.
So true. You have so much wisdom. And I guess thanks to this, you're also quite well known with your master classes, your workshops, and you have many collaborators and wedding planners here in France who might be interested in. Do you want to talk about this a little?
Sure. Yes, about 5 or 6 years ago, I started my wedding planner masterclass, which is a 4-day retreat, and it's a very intensive experience for the 12 planners that sign up. It's a small group, and the planners, along with the vendors that I bring in to help speak and design with me and create these experiences, are all a part of this very immersive environment. So we all stay together, eat all the meals together. I have classroom every day, all day. I do most of the speaking, but I invite the photographer I work with, Jose Villa, a very famous photographer. He speaks about photography and wedding planning. I really feel it's very fulfilling to help these planners, because I've been doing it so long, and try to share with them any wisdom I can to help them maybe grow to the next level or to become better or more thoughtful, and give them my tricks in terms of what I found that really helped me grow my business and sustain it for 26 years.
Of course. Do you have any next masterclass who is in the pipeline?
I do, yes. So we had to delay our masterclass for 2020 because of COVID.
Sure.
My next one is in December of this year, December, I think 12th or 13th, and it's at the Brush Creek Ranch, Wyoming, a beautiful Western dude ranch, very luxurious. And we're going to have a buyout of the whole property. It's an incredible place with really exceptional food, a food program, and beautiful outdoors. And I have very exciting plans. I've been planning it for 2 years. So we've had a lot of time to dream up a lot of fun things for the events we're doing, and I highly recommend it. And I love meeting new people from all over the world.
Perfect. I guess we are lucky to hear about your tips and tricks without being a part of your masterclass. I'm sure it will be a great one. I wish you the best. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our live session today?
I don't think so, but I can't wait to come to France and meet you in person.
We would love to. You are anytime welcome. Thank you very much for joining in to our live session today. We learned a lot from you. I'm glad to have met you over here from Instagram, and I wish you the best for this upcoming wedding. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye, Laurie.